Hello friends and welcome to Pendulum Media. Today we'll be discussing daily current affairs of 10 June 2020. So let's start the session. Naipur Guwahati developed a 3D printed antimicrobial face shield for protection from COVID-19. Recently, National Institute of Pharmaceuticals Education and Research Guwahati has developed 3D printed antimicrobial face shield, multi-layer mask and hands-free multitasking object for protection from COVID-19. Antimicrobial face shield, it is highly protective, transparent and easy to wear. The first layer of this mask is an antibacterial covering, while second layer is sanitizing, and the third layer contains medicinal particles to prevent additional microbial attacks. And this face shield has been prepared with very much care, taking in consideration to avoid bacterial infection, sanitizing and also microbial attacks. All the products manufactured by the institute are user friendly and are strong and are easy to clean with sanitizer or any alcohol containing disinfectant. And for large scale manufacturing and commercialization of this 3D printed antimicrobial face shield, the institute has signed an MOU with Hindustan Antibiotic Limited, Pune. So a question can also be asked that Naipur has signed an MOU with which of the following companies for large-scale manufacturing and commercialization of its 3D printed antimicrobial face shield. So the correct answer will be Hindustan Antibiotic Limited, Pune. Moving to the question part, recently which institution developed 3D printed antimicrobial face shield for protection from COVID-19? Naipur Guwahati, ICMR Delhi, DRDO Delhi and NIV Pune. So the correct answer is option A, that is Naipur Guwahati. Moving to the next, CBIC launched a flagship program Turant Customs in Bengaluru and Chennai. Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs has launched its flagship program which is named Turant Customs in Bangalore and Chennai, and it is a mega improvement for ease of doing business, and in this it will be very helpful in leveraging technology for faster custom clearance of imported goods. It takes time for custom clearance of imported goods, and now using technology we can import things faster. Custom clearance can be done easily. This program will provide importers with uniformity in valuation by eliminating regular interface with custom officials across the country. So there will be uniformity in valuation across the country, and there will be the regular interface with custom officials will be eliminated. Now importers will have to receive their goods from custom after being remotely assessed by custom officials located outside the import port. That means that if a good is imported into Chennai, it can be evaluated by custom officers which are based in Bengaluru, and vice versa, that is the goods imported in Bangalore can be evaluated by custom officers based in Chennai. So meanwhile, in the first phase, it has been started as a pilot project in Bangalore and Chennai, and this process will be completed by December 31st this year. And in the first phase, mechanical, electrical and electronics machinery will be imported at the ports and airports of Bengaluru and Chennai. So it will save a lot of time and effort. Moving to the question part, which of the following statement is all correct regarding Turant Custom? It was recently launched by the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs in Bengaluru and Chennai. This program will provide importers with uniformity in valuation by eliminating regular interface with customs officials across the country. One only, two only, both one and two, neither one nor two. So the correct answer will be option C, that is both one and two statements are correct regarding Turant Customs. So such type of questions have been asked in state PCS exams, statement questions, because state PCS, especially UP PCS, they are trying to follow the pattern of UPSC. So those who are preparing for state PCS, those are preparing for this 2020 state PCS exam, for them it is very important to regularly follow current affairs and practice such type of questions. Moving to the next news, DIET Pune developed nanotechnology based disinfectant spray named Ananya. Recently, Defence Institute of Advanced Technology Pune, which is a deemed university, has developed nanotechnology based disinfectant spray which is named Ananya to counter COVID-19. This spray is useful in disinfecting all types of surfaces. This spray can be used in masks, PPE, that is personal protective equipment, as well as other potentially contaminated surfaces such as medical devices, elevator buttons, doorknobs, corridors and rooms. This nanotechnology assisted formulation will not only prevent novel coronavirus from entering the human body, but it will also kill the virus as soon as it comes in contact with mask and PPE. So it is a very significant spray, and it will not only be preventing the coronavirus from entering human body, but it will also kill the virus as it comes in contact with the mask and PPE. And this has been developed by DIAT, and the spray is named Ananya. It is a water-based spray and it will remain in effect for more than 24 hours after spray. So it is very much effective because once sprayed, it will be effective for more than 24 hours. Moving to the question part, recently developed Ananya is nanotechnology based disinfectant spray, a vehicle, new species of paddy, or a new planet. So the correct answer is option A, that is, it is a nanotechnology based disinfectant spray. Moving to the next news, Indian Air Force manufactured Arpit aerial vehicle. Recently, Indian Air Force has manufactured an air rescue vehicle named Arpit, that is Airborne Rescue Pod for Isolated Transportation. And this vehicle has been developed. It has been designed according to the guidelines set by Ministry of Health, National Accreditation Board of Hospitals and Healthcare Providers, that is NABH, and Centers for Disease Control USA, and its design has also been prepared by Indian Air Force. So the Arpit vehicle, it has been developed, manufactured and designed by Indian Air Force. So it has been indigenously developed. So we can see that due to COVID-19 there are many challenges, but also opportunities have been there. And challenges in the term of providing healthcare facilities to the people, and economic growth is one of the challenge in the times of COVID-19. But another opportunity for India is being like there are many companies have come together to develop vaccine, to develop PPE. First we used to procure the personal protective equipment from countries like China, but now we are manufacturing it in India, and India has been ranked second in manufacturing PPE body coveralls, and also we have started developing test kits for COVID-19 indigenously. So there are many opportunities for India. The motto for Atmanirbhar Bharat, so it is based on the opportunities which are being created by COVID-19. Moving to the next part, the cost of this system developed from indigenous technology is only 60,000 rupees. So we can understand that a same type of system which is imported and which costs 60 lakh rupees, in comparison to that, its cost is very low. It has been developed using indigenous technology with a cost of only rupees 60,000. So we can see there is a huge difference, and it will be used to evacuate serious patients of COVID-19 from remote areas. So this is significant because the serious patients of COVID-19, they can be evacuated from remote areas and can be shifted to the major care centers, to major hospitals, city hospitals. It is constructed from very light certified material which is used in making aircraft. So it is very important and very I would say it is a good step towards making Bharat Atmanirbhar. Now the question part, which of the following statement is not true in respect of air rescue vehicle named Arpit? It is built by the Indian Air Force. It will be used to evacuate serious patients of COVID-19 from remote areas. First statement is true. Second statement is also true. It is constructed from very light certified material used in making aircraft. This statement is also true. The cost of this system developed from indigenous technology is higher than the imported foreign system. This statement is wrong because the cost of this system, which is indigenously developed, its cost is only rupees 60,000, while a same type of system which is imported cost rupees 60 lakh. So moving to the next news, an engineer from Thane built the world's first internet controlled robot. Recently, Pratik Tirodkar, a 23-year-old engineer from Thane, has built the world's first internet controlled robot. It is a major achievement for India in terms of robotics. This robot, it is specifically meant to cater the needs of hospitals treating COVID-19 patients. So its name has been called Corobot. Coro from corona, and bot means robot. So a term has been taken from that. It is called corobot, and it can take care for patients with corona without nurses, ward staff, and other caregivers. So if there is any shortage of medical staff, or if there is a region where medical staff is not available, for that region it will be a very helpful technology. This robot freely gives food, water, beverages, medicines, and even some good advice to the patients. Now the question: an engineer from Thane has recently built Corobot. What is this? A special vehicle, a medicine, internet controlled robot, or a new species of spider? So the correct answer is option C, that is, it is an internet controlled robot, Corobot, that is Corona robot. IIT Hyderabad has developed artificial intelligence based test kit for testing COVID-19. So researchers at the Indian Institute of Technology Hyderabad, that is IIT Hyderabad, they have developed an artificial intelligence based test kit to test COVID-19. It is of low cost and it can deliver results in only 20 minutes. So this is an important part, that its cost is also very low and it can deliver the result in only 20 minutes. And another important point is that this kit is a reverse Trinian polymerase chain reaction free. The kits which are used right now, they are based on RT-PCR, that is reverse Trinian polymerase chain reaction technique, and it gives result in around 4 to 4.5 hours. So the time will be reduced. The technique which is used, it will be that technique free. It is based on artificial intelligence and the results can be delivered in 20 minutes, and it relieves of many processes. These kits can also be transported to rural areas due to their lightness for testing COVID-19. So another important aspect is that these kits can be transported to rural areas also, where the testing can be done and there are light in weight. So this is very important. And also the dependency for importing of this RT-PCR technique based kits will also be decreased. Talking about the question part, recently which institute has developed artificial intelligence based test kit for COVID-19? IIT Guwahati, IIT Mumbai, IIT Hyderabad and IIT Kharagpur. So the correct answer is option C, that is IIT Hyderabad. And now there is a need to see the accuracy of this testing kit, that how accurate this testing kit is. Moving to the next news, MOU has been signed between India and Denmark to increase cooperation in power sector. A memorandum of understanding has been signed between India and Denmark to increase cooperation in power sector. Under this MOU, a working group will be created and the joint secretary level officers of the two countries will be its co-chairs. This MOU will help in development of marine wind energy, long-term energy planning, forecasting, bringing flexibility in grids and increasing power generation by integrating grid codes. Talking about Denmark, so it is a Scandinavian country that includes the Jutland Peninsula and several other islands. Its capital is Copenhagen and the currency is Danish krone. You can see the location of Denmark over here. So it is a Scandinavian country and it is sharing its border with Germany over here. Moving to the question part, recently an MOU has been signed between India and Denmark to increase cooperation in which field? Ocean technology, power, mining and security. So the correct answer is option B, that is in field of power. The MOU has been signed between India and Denmark. Moving to the next news, Government of Chhattisgarh has started Spandan campaign. Recently, Chhattisgarh government has started a Spandan campaign. The campaign is to prevent incidents of suicides and fratricide in police personnel. Fratricide means killing of one's brother or sister. So such type of incidents have been seen in Chhattisgarh. In the last 2 years, around 50 police personnel have committed suicide, and there are cases of fratricide also. So to prevent such type of incidents, the Chhattisgarh government has started this campaign, and in this campaign the superintendent of police attached to the Chhattisgarh government will parade in their districts every Friday, and along with this, medical treatment and counseling of depressed officers will also be compulsory. In addition, this campaign will also arrange yoga classes for police personnel at district headquarter. So basically the stress management, the counseling will be done for the depressed officers, and for as a stress buster, the main important thing is that if you do yoga you can fight stress, mental stress, you will be relieved of that. So such type of initiatives are required to take, and if this campaign it gets successful, then it can act as model for pan India program. Now let us know something about Chhattisgarh. So the state was formed on 1st November 2000 by dividing Chhattisgarhi and 6 Gondi speaking southeastern districts of Madhya Pradesh. Its capital is Raipur. The state animal of Chhattisgarh is wild Asiatic buffalo, and the state bird is mountain myna. The state is ranked 9th in terms of area in the country. Its state governor is Anusuya Uike and Chief Minister is Bhupesh Baghel. The purpose of discussing so much about each state and country is that if any question comes from this part, then you can easily revise that, you can, so that you remain in touch with that, you are consistently revising these things, and for that you don't have to go to any other source to again and again revise these things. If these are coming in news and you are revising it daily, then it will automatically get stored in your mind, and whenever the question are asked from this section, then you will be easily able to answer it. Then question part, which state has launched a Spandan campaign to prevent incidents of suicide and fratricide among police personnel? Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala and Chhattisgarh. So the correct answer is option D, that is Chhattisgarh. Next news, task force constituted under the chairmanship of Miss Jaya Jetli. So recently government has constituted a task force which is headed by Miss Jaya Jetli, and this task force, it is formed by Ministry of Women and Child Development, and the task force, it will examine issues related to maternal age, reduced maternal mortality and improvement in nutrition level. As we all know that the maternal mortality rate has to be reduced, and government trying to reduce maternal mortality rate to a single digit and also improve the nutrition level, as many women and children are suffering from anemia, the lack of iron, due to lack of iron. So there is a need for, and this is causing health burden for India, and if the mother will be healthy, then the child will also be healthy. So there is a focus on child related and mother related, women and child related issues. So this task force, it will submit its report by 31st July 2020. The working group will also suggest appropriate legislation or amendments to existing law in support of its recommendations. And we know that the women contribute at least 50% of the population of India, and also including children, that population, it constitutes major part of population, and there is a need to keep such part of population healthy, so that the health burden on India, it gets reduced and there is more contribution to economy. In addition, the working group will also prepare a detailed plan for implementing these recommendations with a timeline. Moving to the question, the task force headed by Jaya Jetli has been formed by which ministry? Ministry of Urban Development, Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation, Ministry of Social Welfare and Empowerment, Ministry of Women and Child Development. So correct answer is option D, that is Ministry of Women and Child Development has constituted a task force which is headed by Jaya Jetli, and it will be considering women and child related issues. Moving to the next news, explosion in oil well of Bagjan in Tinsukia district of Assam. Recently, there has been an explosion in the oil well in Bagjan of Oil India Limited in Tinsukia district of Assam. And since the morning of May 27, natural gas was continuously leaking from the well. This led to the death of various types of fish and an endangered Ganges dolphin. Symptoms like eye irritation, headache have been reported in locals. And Dibru-Shikowa National Park, which is located 900 meters away from this place, is also likely to be affected. So a question can also be asked, like in previous exams of CGL, CHSL, it has been asked, the question has been asked from national parks. So Dibru-Shikowa National Park, it is located in Assam. So let us know something about natural gas. It is currently the cleanest fossil fuel. Natural gas is mainly made up of methane, while it also contains ethane, propane, butane and pentane. And we all know methane is a greenhouse gas, and its global warming potential is very high. So it causes global warming. And this gas is used in cooking in home, that is natural gas, as well as a fuel in vehicles. It is also used in fertilizer, plastics and other businesses. So now let us see the question related to the news. Recently, the gas well of Oil India Limited in Tinsukia district of Assam exploded due to which gas leak? Styrene gas, natural gas, ethylene gas and methyl isocyanate. So the correct answer is option B, that is natural gas. Styrene gas was leaked in Vishakhapatnam recently, and it was LG Polymers India. LG Polymers India has been held responsible for the loss of life and property by NGT, National Green Tribunal, and the company will have to pay the compensation for this loss. So friends, here we have covered the daily current affairs of 10 June, and along with it we have discussed the questions which can be asked in your examination. I hope you are following this daily current affairs series and getting, if you like this video, like it, share it as much as you can, and subscribe to our channel Pendulum Edu, and do not forget to press the bell icon to receive notifications. And you can also read this daily current affairs in Hindi as well. And you can also read daily current affairs by visiting our website pendulumedu.com, and there the current affairs are also available in Hindi. You can also read banking awareness. You can also attempt quizzes. There is many study material present over there, so that will be helpful in your upcoming exams. So you can visit the website. If you have any doubt or have anything to say, you can mention that in comment box, and keep following us, keep preparing well. Thank you so much.